Your systems run the business, your team run the systems. What a business is, ultimately, is a whole list of stuff that has to get done, and somebody has to do those things. All of these tasks and roles and responsibilities fall under either marketing, sales, operations, accounting, or admin. Look at your current situation. So your current situation. You are here, okay? And over here we have your ideal situation. Okay, so your ideal situation is going to be that you own a business, so business owner. Your business can run independently of you, so an owner independent business, okay? Ultimately, that's going to be as a result of having two things in place. Firstly, it's going to be bulletproof systems. Plus, second thing is an accountable and capable team. So, how we want to build out your businesses: your systems run the business, your team run the systems. And the goal here is to remove you from that team, from the daily operations. Now, if we look at an org chart, which I've covered in some of the other videos, we have everything below the management line. So we've each department. So we've got marketing, we've got sales, we've got operations, accounting, and then we can put in admin, okay? And within each department, we're going to have different team members. And each different team member is responsible for different tasks and making different decisions and carrying out different roles they're responsible for, okay? So depending on what type of business you have, every business is going to have a different layout. But above this management line, we've got your general manager, your GM, CEO, and then you have your business owner, okay? So right now, if you are a small business owner and you are a victim of the self-employed trap, that's probably why you're watching this video, and you're looking to get your time back, you're looking to build a better business that has good structures and good systems and an accountable team in place. Right now, you're probably responsible for a lot of the roles below the management line within a lot of different departments. You're wearing multiple hats. What we need to do is to identify what tasks, roles and responsibilities that you are currently responsible for, and slowly start to remove you from each of these roles and start to bring you up into the position where you're only in a management position, and then get the business to a stage where you could bring in a manager and then you just act as the business owner. Once we get you to that stage, yes, you still own the business, you still have some responsibilities within the business, but you're no longer caught up in the trenches. You're no longer on the tools. You're removed from the daily ops because you've got a good team in place who run the business for you. When you get to this stage, even if we just get you to the stage where you're no longer operating below this line, you're going to have a lot more free time because your time is not going to be wasted on the tools. If you check out one of my previous videos on my channel, I talk about the time assessment exercise, where we list out what tasks you're working on, how much of your personal time they're taking up each week, what department they should fall under, who should be responsible for, and how to actually go about delegating those tasks so that you can free up your time. And the reality is, guys, it's not rocket science. It is quite easy, and you can achieve really amazing things in a short period of time when you know what to do and how to do it. And the key here is to not put the cart before the horse, as the saying goes. And what I mean by not putting the cart before the horse is, before you start building a team and bringing people into your business, you need to put structure in place. Structure in the form of very basic SOPs and KPIs. And I cover all of that on how to create an SOP, what is an SOP, how to create your KPI dashboard, and how to actually manage all of that. And for anyone that works with me one-to-one, I give you all of the templates for that. We use the business blueprint, the business in a box, where everything is completely systemized for you, and we sit down together and go through it. And if this sounds like something you would like my help with, to help you put bulletproof systems in place and build a team and master the art of delegation so that you can build an owner-independent business, make sure to reach out. So moving on, your current situation looks very like this. You are responsible for multiple roles. You're wearing all of the hats. Your business is owner dependent. And it's consuming all of your time. And lastly, you can't scale and you can't sell. Because the reality is, if so much of your business filters through you, you only have so much time and energy and mental bandwidth before you max out. And when you max out and you stay operating at that maxed out point, which is not sustainable, you're going to burn out. What happens when you burn out? You can't work, you cannot perform. And if you cannot show up to work and your business depends on you, your business is going to fall apart, you're going to lose your income, you're going to lose your lifestyle, and so on. It's just not going to be a good result. That's the whole motivation behind what I do, is showing you how to transform your business into a separate entity to you, an entity that you own, that pays you as the owner. And instead of just providing you with a glorified job, it provides other people with a job. As a result of this, you'll be able to exponentially scale your business and ultimately sell your business, because I know a lot of you guys that are watching this and a lot of the guys that I work with, their end goal is to exit their business, is to sell their business. And the reality is that if your business is way too heavily owner dependent and it lacks structure and systems and a team, it's not a sellable asset. You're going to have a very hard time trying to exit your business when that time comes. But for a lot of the guys that I work with, they are nowhere near retirement just yet. But they realize that their business is consuming all of their time and their energy, and it's outgrowing them, and everything is falling through the cracks, and it's lacking structure, systems, and a team. The solution, like I said, is very simple. It's not rocket science. If I can do it, you can do it. And for me, this all came out of necessity, out of desperation. Back in the day when I had started my first advertising business, I grew it to that stage where I was completely maxed out. I was making decent money, but I had no time. And if I didn't show up and actually run the business every day, there was no one else to do it. I had a small team in place, but I was still micromanaging and babysitting, and I had no systems in place, no structure. And ultimately, I could not take time off. If I took time off, if I went on holidays, I was still on the phone, I was still on the laptop, and it was non-stop. And a lot of you guys watching this video can probably relate to that right now. This is probably your current situation. So to bridge the gap from your current situation to your ideal situation, all that you were missing is some key information and to develop a handful of new skill sets, okay? A big part of this is going to be mindset, okay? Delegation mindset. So, if we want to grow, we have to let go. Many of you watching this have built your business from the ground up, and your business is your baby, and you're afraid to let go of the controls. But until you do, it will always be dependent on you. You will always be tied to that business. You'll never be able to take time off. And if something does happen to you, good luck to your business, okay? So we need to separate you from your business. And it's the whole idea of just because you can do a thing doesn't mean you should. Like I said at the start of this video, a business is just a whole lot of stuff that has to get done within each department. But we need to remove you from as many of those tasks and roles as possible, okay? So delegation mindset is, honestly guys, it's 80% of it. Because how you view yourself as a business owner, how you conduct your day is a huge part of this. You can have all the systems and structures and tools and tactics and softwares in the world, but if you're not going to embrace the mindset of delegation, you're never going to get to this stage. So what is the 20%? If delegation mindset is the 80%, learning to let go, the realization that just because you can do a thing doesn't mean that you should. And when you are faced with a task or a problem that you need to solve, thinking, who can solve this for me, not how can I solve this? The whole mindset of who, not how, okay? So there's a couple of things that we need to do within the 20% of it, okay? And guys, all of this is very simple. The hard part is the execution and the implementation. I can show you how to put together SOPs, company organizational charts, KPI dashboards, and run through all of the different delegation frameworks and team building frameworks and all that goes with it to systemize and build a bulletproof business. But unless you're actually going to set aside the time and sit down and work on your business, it's never going to happen. And that's where I see the biggest point of resistance. You can learn about delegation, you can learn about systemizing a business, but you have to set aside the time to actually execute on it. And this can be difficult for a lot of business owners because they've been operating for so many years now in the reactive state where they just get up and they go to work and they put out fires and they just do the work themselves. It's hard to actually step back, sit down and plan and strategize and build out systems and build out a team. And for a lot of you guys, you probably think that's not my skill set, it's not my mindset, it's who I am. I'm not academic, I'm this, I'm that. They're all just excuses, okay? And we can either have excuses or results. But the reality is, look, the difference in you staying here forever or getting to your ideal situation is doing this work, understanding what goes into it, okay? Developing SOPs, KPIs, delegation frameworks, the basic essential things that go into systemizing a business. Obviously, we've got other stuff, we've got softwares, we've got team, hiring, accountability frameworks, and so on. But everything within this box, the 80% which is the mindset, the 20% which is the tools and the systems, the strategies, learning about it is one thing, but executing on it is everything. That's what I spend a lot of my time doing with the guys that I work with one-on-one. Firstly, I provide them with templates for everything. So we've got the business blueprint template. It's your business in a box. Regardless of whether you're a landscaper, a hairdresser, a digital marketer, or a butcher, or anything in between, the principles of business apply across the board. There are no two businesses the same. Even if we have two companies in the same industry, in the same area, they're not going to look the same. What I do with my clients is I show them how to get their time back and how to put systems in place and how to build a team. Regardless of whether your goal is A, to have more time and step back, so you've got an owner independent business and a team that runs that business for you, or B, you want to sell or exit your biz. Okay? Now, so whether you want to step back and have more time and keep ownership of your business so that your business still pays you every week and every month as the owner of that asset, of that entity, or B, you just want to maximize the sale value of your business, get your exit, and walk away from it for good. The path to getting to both of these outcomes is exactly the same. But before you can ever get to the stage where you can sell or exit your business, you need to build it into an entity that can run, grow, and thrive independently of you. A business that is too heavily dependent on its owner is not going to be a sellable asset. But this also stands for key team members within your business. Your business is too heavily dependent on any one person, on any key player within your business, especially if that's someone above the line like a general manager, a CFO, or CEO. And if they drop dead in the morning, the business falls apart without them and they're hard to replace. That's going to reduce the sale value of your business. Even if you don't want to sell, and that happens, it's going to put a lot of pressure on you as the business owner, because if something happens to them, you have to jump back into this position. And if all of the information on how they actually do their job and carry out their tasks and solve the problems that they are responsible for, if all of that is in their head and you have to step back in and try and figure it out, it's going to end up being a shit show because you're trying to figure everything out from scratch. But even if it's something as simple as a sales rep or a bookkeeper, if you have a bookkeeper in place and they're a fantastic bookkeeper, but you don't have a well-documented SOP, something happens to them, they leave the company or they get sick, and you try to bring somebody else in. If your business does not have proper structures in the form of well-documented SOPs and KPIs and all that goes with it, it's going to make replacing them a lot harder. So reducing key person risk is key. And how do we do that? By having bulletproof structure and systems in place. But the only thing that's holding you back from evolving from operator to owner, wherein right now the business is heavily dependent on you, you're wearing all of the hats, it's consuming all of your time, you've hit that glass ceiling where you can't scale, you can't sell, and getting to the stage where you own a business that runs, grows, and thrives independently of you. It pays you every week and every month because you own it, because you have A, bulletproof systems in place and a fantastic team in place. The only thing holding you back is information and execution. Okay, information plus execution equals, you guessed it, result. So the result that you have today, which is your current situation, a business that's heavily dependent on you and a victim of the self-employed trap, that is your current situation as a result of operating with the information that you currently have and how you're currently executing on that. The information and the method of execution that has got you to the stage where you're at today is probably not going to take you to the next level. There's new information that you need. There's new knowledge that you need to acquire. There's a new mindset that you need to adapt. That's exactly what I help you with. So if you are a small to medium-sized business owner, your business is starting to outgrow you, things are falling through the cracks, it's consuming all of your time, you are aware that the business completely lacks structure and systems, and you want to master the art of delegation, implement bulletproof systems so that you can build a reliable, capable and accountable team to run your business for you, so that you can step back, free up more of your time, either execute on an operational exit where you keep the ownership of your business and it pays you every week or every month, or you exit your business, you sell it and you walk away from it for good. When you master the art of delegation, it frees up your time. And we all know, as a business owner, an extra 10, 20, 30 hours per week is massive. There's a lot of tasks that you are currently doing that you should not be doing that can free up a lot of your time to work on higher end activities, revenue generating activities, working on your business rather than working in your business. But the way to look at this, guys, is that if you're not willing to acquire this new information and this new knowledge and embrace the mindset of delegation, and you continue operating as you are, 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, the story is going to be the same. Your business is still going to be as stressful, it's going to be just as owner dependent as it is right now. But if you actually commit to investing a small chunk of your time, a couple of weeks, to acquire this new information and this new knowledge, to develop these new skill sets, to broaden your mindset, and you execute on that, you could essentially retire and keep your business. You could move on to build other businesses. You could spend more time with family, spend more time traveling, spend more time on your hobbies or whatever it is that you want to do. But it's also going to give you a lot more peace of mind, not just mentally, but financially, knowing that you own an asset that provides a fantastic service to your customers. You employ a team of people who work for a fantastic business and everybody wins. And you have the option to choose between an operational exit or an ownership exit. Guys, if this sounds like you and you need my help, embrace the art of delegation to get your time back to systemize your business, make sure to reach out. There's links on my channel. You see a link somewhere down around this video, or you can go to www.thedelegationcoach.com. I have more training there on that page, but you'll also see the option to reach out to work one-on-one with me. So guys, that's it for this video. I hope you found some value in it. If you have any questions or anything you want me to cover here on the channel, pop a comment down below. And even if I can just get you to open your mind a little bit more to delegation and the power of putting systems in place and building a team, and how life-changing it can be to actually own a business that does not depend on you. It's a real game changer. So guys, I'll see you in the next video, and if you need some help with this, make sure to reach out.